So I was just looking again at this ring that I made the other day out of flint pebble and looking at the cracks in it, which make it kind of not usable, and kicking myself thinking maybe if I'd been a bit more careful drilling, maybe these cracks would not have appeared in the stone. However, it then occurred to me, looking at the blank that I cut out of the middle of the rock, that this actually has the same cracks in it here and there, and that when we look at these cracks, they're actually associated with surface features on the flint pebble. So there's a little line there that aligns with that crack, and over this side there's a little line feature just there, not the pencil mark, there's just a tiny little faint line feature there which aligns with that crack there. In fact, it's the same. You can't really see it so much there. I can see it in this light, but I don't think you can really see it on the camera. It's the same feature around about there. It's the other side of that crack. So I think those cracks were in the rock all along. In fact, it might be that these things here are stress features and it's only revealed as a crack when you actually cut the rock. So I feel a bit better about that, and it feels like maybe I did a better job than I thought of making this ring, and that those are just the natural features of the stone that came out. So I guess the thing to do is get out there and see if I can find a rock that is very, very smooth on the outside and doesn't have these little surface features, and then see what kind of quality of ring we can cut from that. See if we can get one with no cracks. Okay, it's day 5 and the magic bean is still not showing any sign of sprouting, but hopefully any day now. Eva's just having a little rest in the sunshine. Okay, I'm here at Hill Head today, and what a contrast to yesterday. Now you're going to see yesterday after this on the video, but what a lovely day it is today. A little bit breezy, bright sunny day and really nice for walking. So we've picked up a couple of things. I'll cover them later when we get back. Quiet, Eva. Enough. So today, it was a lovely day, in contrast to yesterday, which was stormy and wet, and we'll have a look at that in a moment, in sort of reverse chronological order. But anyway, today it was a lovely day, so I headed off down to Hill Head. So we went for just a little walk along the beach and threw the ball for the dog, and picked up some more rocks. So let's have a look at what we actually found today. So these will be coming up in future projects, maybe. So we've got a couple of stones here. These have been heated by beach fires or something like that. So this one's got a lovely sort of orangey red rim, and it's yellowish on the inside. I'm thinking maybe I can slice that through and preserve some of that colour maybe. So take a slice of that and make it into a pendant maybe. This one's just red, again probably from a beach fire, but we'll cut that open and see what it's like inside. Eva, will you stop making noise? This one's interesting because it's clearly got something inside of it, so it's got some chips off of there, but there's clearly like a fossil sponge or something inside. So I think we'll just slice again, we'll slice through that and see what we find inside. This one's another piece of flint that's got a layered sort of structure to it, so we might try making something similar to that stratum ring out of that. We'll see how that goes. And this one is the most interesting, I think. It's just a flint with a very, very cracked and fissured surface. And I'm thinking maybe I can fill all those cracks with coloured resin and then sand it back so it's a pebble shape but with this cracked resin infill. We'll see how that goes anyway. So the other thing is, a package arrived in the post, and it's from Paul at PJ Play, who sent me, as a thank you for the spicy fish I sent him, the weird stuff in a can I sent him, he sent me some seaweed crisps and some Very easy to misread that. I think he had the same misreading as I did when he picked that up originally. It says Hunan barbecue, but it looks like it says human barbecue. I'm not sure how comfortable I would be if somebody was sending me barbecued humans in the post. That would present an awkward situation, wouldn't it? But anyway, this is Hunan barbecue. I believe it's one of these soya type of like tofu jerky. So let's open these up and have a look. It's not weird stuff in a can, but I do like weird stuff anyway. So let's do the seaweed crisps first. So they're like a sort of tempura batter on one side and seaweed, like seaweed sheet on the other side. Oh, those are really nice. I've got a sort of sweet barbecue coating on them. Those are really tasty. Oh, it's like a brown rice coating. I don't know what flavour that's meant to be, but it's like a sweet barbecue. Sweet, slightly chilly barbecue flavour. It's very nice. So that's good, that's seaweed crisps. Now then, Hunan barbecue dried tofu. Let's open this up and have a look. Wow, it's interesting. It's like a chunk of leather. Texture is, I guess this is like a meat substitute really, isn't it? It's like a dried tofu. So that's really good. I would say that's one of the meatiest dried tofu things I've actually had. The texture, look at that texture, it's very much like a moist bit of pork or chicken. And the flavour, it's got like a sweet barbecue, quite potent chilli sauce on it. Very good. I'm not a vegetarian, and as a kind of confirmed carnivore, this satisfies my appetite. It's got a very meaty texture to it, and actually if you told me that was meat, I think I'd probably not have questioned it. That's really good. Well, thanks for that, Paul. And perhaps we'll do some sort of collaboration again in future. So let's try one of these bramble buds. There's one just here. Just got to snap them off, and they are tiny little things. Not all that promising. I'm having trouble getting the camera to focus on it, it's that tiny. There we go. So anyway, tiny little things. Let's taste that and see what it's like. Okay, so tiny little bramble bud. Supposedly these taste of lemon custard, so let's give that a go. Well, not a very promising start. Just tastes like dry leaves. Keep on chewing. Now it's developing a sort of nutty flavour. Yeah, and a faint but quite definite lemon aroma. That's quite pleasant. And the texture is like, I suppose, rolled oats or something like that. So it's nutty, sort of seedy texture rather than leafy. So that's quite nice. Eva. Okay, this has got to be about the least promising weather I've ever been out in search of mushrooms. It's stormy, very windy, and there's a bit of a misty drizzle as well. But we're going to head off into the New Forest and see if we can find some mushrooms. Well, I think this has got to be the least promising weather I've ever been out looking for mushrooms in. But never mind, we're here now. Let's make the best of it. Now what I'm hoping to find today is some winter specimens of oyster mushrooms. Probably about the only thing we're going to find, if we find anything. There's a lot of fallen timber here, mostly beech. So we'll search around on these fallen trees. I can see some fungi over there, but they're not oyster mushrooms. We'll search around on these fallen trees and see if we can find some oysters. Well, now that we're away from the open area and slightly undercover, it's not quite so bad walking about in this weather, but I wouldn't say it's a nice day. I haven't found anything yet, any mushrooms, and I think we might be out of luck. I think it might just be too wet and cold, but we'll keep looking. Okay, well, we're definitely not finding anything this morning, so I've got a better idea for this morning's activities. But let's just take a look at this tree. This beech tree here is freshly fallen. You can see freshly broken wood there. And if we just look here, that's not long fallen. I would say probably in the last couple of weeks this beech tree has come down. Actually, probably not the best idea for me to be out in a beech wood in high winds, because of the risk of trees just suddenly falling. So there we go. That was not an awful lot of fun, I gotta say. There was some deep and very wet mud out there, although I've got my boots on, and the weather is just windy, and there's a fine mist of rain, you know, but I've got my wax jacket. But even so, it's not really the day to be out and about doing this. I've got a better idea. Let's go do something a little bit more enjoyable. So this is a much more civilized idea than walking around in the woods in the rain. I found a nice little pub with a roaring fire. Dog friendly, so they provided biscuits for Eva. And I've ordered up a nice full English breakfast. So I'm going to sit here and eat my breakfast, have a coffee, and then I think we'll head for home. Okay, now that was a very fine full English breakfast. I've just saved a little bit for my companion of the day. Oh, look, it's a little penguin. Sit. Give me paw. Give me paw. Oh, look at all the paws. That's the Swan at Lyndhurst, and we got here just in time today to have full English breakfast. The weather is still disgusting, so I think we'll just head for home now. But that was a very nice place to stop and get a breakfast and a drink and just get out of the weather. So really good. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.